in the third and fourth quarters. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Pierce and Nene filling up the forward spots. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Well, you wondered how things would go for the Pacers after they had a hiccup midseason. They called players-only meeting.
And did so very close to the playoffs, Kevin. This team struggled because of its youth in handling the extra scrutiny and the burden of expectations. And it took them a while to kind of figure it out. And weren't quite as good as they wanted to be during the playoffs.
Now, here is George. He's got 5. The dish now to Watson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Stuckey. Stuckey with another miss.
Well, you can see how it affected the team early in the playoffs. The Hawks took them to 7 games. They had some trouble with Washington. Definitely seemed like they had some issues to figure out.
Maybe that'll ignite. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
So it's the Pacers now. West kicks to Stuckey. Kept alive. And George with the stuff. And the Pacers lead by 12.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass. And, of course, they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. And it's Pierce in the corner. That misses off the backboard. David West, kind of an old school mold for big men guys. He's tough. Clark, you saw this. Incredibly physical. Steve with the great IQ for the game.
Yeah, kind of like the Davis brothers of those 90 Pacers teams. Dale and Antonio, just physically dominant. He would fit right in with those guys.
Pacers leading by 12. Offensive rebound. George with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. A 3-ball. Rebound, Washington. Nene's got 4 rebounds in this game.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris. That's for sure. Thanks. Feeds it to Watson. Fires the 3.
Tell you, he had all the time in the world to get that shot.
Scooped up. And with that shot, the Indiana leads cut to just 11 on the basket from the name.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Stuckey kicks to Watson. And it's off from 3-point range.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Well, you saw it a little at the back of his rookie year, and he continued it last season. Brad Beal is going to be a dynamic scoring guard in this league.
And Bradley Beal listed at 6'5" in his shoes, but he plays bigger.
Yeah, he's from a football family. He'll throw his weight around to get a rebound. He still needs to work on getting to the basket. But I think this guy has a tremendous future.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Nene. Rasul Butler's checked in for Paul Pierce. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall.
Backcourt violation call.
And stolen by Hibbert. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Beal. And Sessions kicks to Porter. drops in the layup for two.
Well, when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to do it and claw their way back in.
And they fed off their defense just as much as their offense in putting this run together.
Here's Miles.
C.J. Miles.
Bangs home the trifecta. Miles has got 16.
It seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
You know, with the time left, they can't trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurt.
Well, there's a reason he's open out there. The defense not really respecting his ability to make that shot.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
And here's George for 3. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And stolen by Stuckey. Stuckey right side.
Come on.
Washington with the ball. 8-point game. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Hill is up there with Mahinmi. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then it's Paul George. And it's Miles in the guard position. The shot by Pierce will not go.
Nothing fancy about that play. Just good, hard-nosed basketball to haul in the board. Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
And the shot is good.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
And Miles kicks to George. Lets the 3 fly. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 6 rebounds in the game. And Paul Pierce with the slam.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Now, here is George. Hill dishes to Mahinmi. On the wing, George. Lock at 6. Outside Hill. Here's Miles. And George kicks to Mahinmi. And there's the pass to Miles. Hibbert with the screen. Tipped away. In transition, here come the Wizards. Here's Wall. The kick out to Pierce. Pierce with another miss.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
It's like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning a timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Randy Whitman was just going over the plan with his team. He told them, hey, guys, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We're still alive in this thing. All we need to do is rely on each other. Let's stay aggressive, stick together, and play as a team. We're coming back. Back to you, Kevin.
Nene, a 6'11" Brazilian big man, strong and quick-footed with a nice touch. He's a quality two-way player. And for him, as it is the case with a lot of players, it's about health. You know, over the course of his 12-year career, he's missed almost a third of available games due to injury.
Pacers leading by 10. The feed to George. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
Washington ball.
Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. There's Beal with the 3. And that one's good. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Now Miles. He dishes it to George. That doesn't go either for George.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Wizards trail by 7. Wall wide open. Here's Gortat. Takes it off the glass.
He is not going to stop battling until that final whistle blows. What a putback.
The Pacers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Here is Miles. They grab their own miss. Mahinmi passes to Hill. Here's Miles from downtown. Miles with another miss.
This quarter has not been his best.
Power punch right there. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
Looking at the game for George. 10 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants. Nice work there. Steps up, knocks him down, and makes it a 2-possession game.
And Wall kicks to Gortat. And stolen by Hibbert. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Indiana?
How about the 3-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break work.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Wizards have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And the Pacers shooting just 31% in the game. Kicks to Mahinmi. Back to Hibbert. Banked in off the glass. And the Pacers lead by 7.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their league grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Not much time to work with. They need a basket here.
Yep, they've got to get a steal or foul to stop the clock.
The shot by Pierce will not go. The Pacers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. That's the time to go cold.
Well, that's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
So it's Washington now. They trail by 7.
2 points.
12 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Kevin Seraphin.
And now they decide to foul
That's
intentionally.
his first personal foul. 4th team foul.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington.
Taking 2 shots.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They trail by 7. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Washington making a change here. "12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Gortat. The shot will not go. Great tee that time from Hibbert. Here's Miles. Off the mark. So it's Indiana.